So in today's video, we're going to talk about what to do when you have high cholesterol. We're going to cover some natural remedies that you can use to lower your cholesterol, some tips and tricks. Also, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that we're fighting for more people to become organ donors. And here is one way that you can actually help someone get a life-saving transplant by signing up to be an organ donor. It doesn't take very long and it could save a life. So let's get into the video. First of all, why would someone have high cholesterol? Well, there are many reasons, but the biggest reason is because they're consuming too many refined carbohydrates and sugars. Now, these are found in bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, pancakes, sodas, juice, muffins, sodas, ice cream, candy, cookies, cakes, donuts, pies. You guys know, you guys eat this stuff and pretty much daily. And if you do, no wonder why you have high cholesterol. Now, the next reason is you might have liver damage. Liver damage from drinking too much alcohol, hepatitis C, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, etc. The liver makes cholesterol. In fact, it makes all the cholesterol in your body. So if your liver is damaged or inflamed, then it can make way too much cholesterol. Also, if you have a genetic problem like called familial hypercholesterolemia, where your body cannot clear LDL out of your bloodstream effectively, this will also cause you to have high cholesterol. All right, now what's the problem with high cholesterol? Is it really a problem? Well, yeah, it can be. Why? Because in order for your body to make bile salts, which are made out of cholesterol, in order for your body to make vitamin D, and in order for your body to make testosterone, you need cholesterol. So if you're low in cholesterol, there's definitely going to be some problems, especially with your digestion, because bile salts emulsify and break down the fats and cholesterol in your food so that you can absorb vitamin A, D, E, K, and omega-3 fatty acids. And there's also certain hormones that are made out of cholesterol, like testosterone. So if you don't have enough cholesterol, your body is not going to make enough of these important things. However, there is a condition where you have too much cholesterol, and the main type of cholesterol that's dangerous is called LDL, or low-density lipoprotein. When there's too much LDL in your bloodstream, it can start to accumulate inside the walls of your arteries, and it hardens the arteries, and this is called atherosclerosis. And this can block blood flow through your coronary artery, through your carotid artery in your neck, or through your leg arteries, and this can eventually lead to heart attack, stroke, or poor circulation in your lower extremities. So this is why it's important to keep the LDL cholesterol at a minimum. All right, so what can you do to help lower your cholesterol? No. One is stop eating the refined carbohydrates and sugar. I'm talking about the bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, waffles, pancakes, soda, juice, muffins, sodas, ice cream, candy, cookies, cakes, donuts, pies. Okay, if you're consuming those foods, you need to get off of them immediately because they're going to raise your blood sugars, they're going to raise insulin, and both of these are going to convert your LDL into HDL and make your cholesterol even higher, so you need to cut those out. Number 2, you need to consume fiber from vegetables. This will help lower your cholesterol because it will bind to the cholesterol and prevent it from being absorbed in the intestines. So this is why soluble fiber is good. And this is why chia seeds, flax seeds, avocados, and vegetables that have a lot of fiber, okay, they're good for lowering your cholesterol. All right. Number 3 is to consume foods that have phytosterols. Phytosterols are compounds found in plants that are similar in structure to cholesterol. They compete for the absorption in your gut, so they prevent the absorption of cholesterol. Some of the best sources of phytosterols are olive oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, wheat germ, soybeans, green peas, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, and mushrooms. Now, if you're going to use oils, okay, just make sure you don't cook with them. Only use them raw because when you cook them at high temperatures, they become very unstable and they will create a lot of free radicals. All right? Number 4, you want to consume foods that are high in niacin. Niacin is a version of vitamin B3 and it helps lower cholesterol in several different ways. 1. It lowers the amount of cholesterol that's made by the liver. 2. It increases the number of LDL receptors in the liver, so the liver can pull more cholesterol out of the blood and make more bile salts. 3. It improves the function of the mitochondria, which is the energy factory of the cell, which prevents the oxidation of LDL. 4. It improves endothelial function, which is the lining of your arteries. And 5. It decreases inflammation throughout the body. Some of the best sources of niacin are salmon, tuna, chicken, turkey, peanuts, mushrooms, potatoes, sweet potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, and asparagus. All right, number 5. You want to increase vitamin D. Vitamin D helps prevent atherosclerosis by decreasing inflammation and also increasing the function of the mitochondria in the cells, which decreases free radical formation. So the best way to get vitamin D is to get a lot of sun exposure, but you have to be careful not to burn. You want to just get the first 10-15 minutes of sun exposure and then put some sunscreen on. Don't stay out there all day long or else you'll get burned. But also you can get vitamin D from fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, cod liver oil, and you can also take a supplement if you want. All right, number 6, consume foods high in potassium. Potassium helps decrease the activity of an enzyme called angiotensin converting enzyme, or ACE. ACE increases your blood pressure, and it also causes the arteries to become more narrow, and this can lead to atherosclerosis. So some of the best sources of potassium are avocados, squash, spinach, beet tops, acorn squash, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, arugula, and bok choy. All right, number 7 is consume foods that are rich in sulfur. Sulfur compounds can lower cholesterol by preventing the oxidation of LDL. Now, this is interesting because sulfur compounds also give certain foods their smell. Like if you have an egg that goes bad, it develops this horrible sulfurous odor. Same thing with meat if it goes bad. But here are some foods that are loaded with sulfur that you should be consuming: garlic, onions, chives, scallions, parsley, broccoli rabe, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, kale, bok choy, and mushrooms. All right, number 8, consume foods that are high in boron. Boron prevents the oxidation of LDL, helps regulate blood pressure, and also decreases inflammation. Some of the best sources of boron are avocado, almonds, walnuts, celery, tomatoes, beets, parsnips, and green beans. All right, number 9, consume foods that are high in vitamin E. Vitamin E also prevents the oxidation of LDL, and there's several different forms of vitamin E. The most bioavailable form is called tocopherols. Tocopherols have been shown to reduce the risk of stroke by 24% and reduce the risk of heart attack by 16%. Some of the best sources of vitamin E are sunflower seeds, avocados, hazelnuts, spinach, Swiss chard, beets, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, mushrooms, and extra virgin olive oil. And number 10, this is probably the most important thing you can do to lower your cholesterol: exercise. Exercise greatly reduces the risk of atherosclerosis by increasing the number of LDL receptors on the liver cells. So the liver can pull more cholesterol out of the blood, and also exercise decreases inflammation throughout the entire body. The key is to do some cardio, such as walking, jogging, or biking. This is going to help clear out the arteries, help improve the tone of the arteries, improve endothelial function, and just keep the blood flowing. But also do some resistance training, such as lifting weights. This will help lower your blood pressure, improve your blood sugars, and help maintain a healthy body weight. All right, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.